Why did that one kid get expelled? He kicked my friend in the ass so hard it broke his tailbone. He literally broke my friend's ass. The final straw was when he lit a cigarette in French class and refused to put it out. Smoked it all. He was 13. I see him every now and again, and he's a mess. Running through the cafeteria at lunch, naked with a backpack on that he set on fire. He sprayed another student with Zippo fluid and was attempting to set the student on fire when he was tackled. For lifting up his shorts and exposing his balls through the leg hole to the principal, while said principal was escorting potential investors for the school. Russian exchange student in high school. Chased a squirrel, caught it bit him, so he swung it by the tail against a tree. He was expelled for having a detailed map of the school with locations where he wanted to place bombs and a list of students he wanted to kill and how he was going to do it. Thought he was funny and decided to grab the SRO, Student Resource Officer's, gun. Our SRO also happened to be part of SWAT. He did this as we all left end-of-day crowded hall. I remember this vividly over 20 years later. This was also post-Columbine by like a month. Kid got slammed into a wall, put in cuffs, arrested, and expelled immediately. A girl changed her tampon in the corner of the classroom to prove a point. She was suspended pending expulsion, but her dad was a lawyer. A week later, any girl who wanted to use the bathroom was allowed, no questions asked. Fast forward 2 months, and guys were getting pissed that we couldn't use bathrooms either. So one guy got denied a bathroom 3 times in the 90-minute class. He walked up and peed in the trash can. He was expelled. I guess he missed the part where you need lawyer parents. Downloading in on the school computers was the last straw. He even used his own login. Him and his cousin beat up the deputy principal and tried to kill him with a spade at school. No charges ended up being laid. Later went on to kill a tourist during the 2000 New Year's and dump his body in the harbor. Edit, brothers, not cousins' memory is a little hazy after 23 years. I personally didn't know them, but knew enough to stay the fuck away from them. They were known for being trouble kids. Our art teacher stopped the attack. He's a hero, IMO. Well done, sleuths, for finding the articles. Here's one. A girl got drunk at a house party. Some guy ejaculated on her hair and took photos of it, as well as a few photos of her naked and unconscious. The girl's boyfriend went John Wick on the guy when he got emailed the photos by the guy. He was sent away for beating the shit out of this sexual assaulter, who wasn't even given detention, and the girl's photos got sent around for years and people called her slut. Terrible school. Edit. I was away for 12 hours, and this is kind of blown up. It was a big school, so if you think that it's your school, there's a chance it was. The guy knocked out most of the teeth of that bloke, and there was a long debate about whether it was justified. I reckon it was. Edit 2. This was in Australia, and I have no idea how any of the involved are now. I could ask, but don't want to. They were a couple of years above me. He just kept shitting his pants. There was nothing wrong with him. He just kept doing it. Same place, same time, every day. Right after recess, when we lined up to go inside, he just let loose. The fattest and wettest fart shit you'd ever heard, and it would echo through the silent hallway for literally everyone in the grade to hear. At first, we thought it was just embarrassing for him, but by the time week 2 came around, we were all convinced he was doing it intentionally. I have no explanation because he was kicked out after like 3 months of consistently doing it. Edit, I nearly forgot. He would announce to everyone he shit himself too by saying, and I quote, "Whoops, I pooped myself." So one of my mom's friends had a son that did this. He would decide he wanted to leave and shit his pants so his mom would come get him. His mom was so sweet and naive, she just picked him up over and over again without realizing he was playing her. She thought he was having stomach issues and/or the teacher wouldn't let him go to the bathroom. Finally, she was at her wit's end because she was tired of washing shit-stained clothes and missing so much work. My mom, a mother of 4, who could smell bullshit within a 10-mile radius, told her the next time he did it to bring him a change of clothes and send him back to class. She took my mom's advice, and he never did it again. Happened in kindergarten. There was a kid named Dexter who had severe anger issues. Every day, a small group of kids would get certain jobs to do around the classroom, such as line leader, table cleaner, etc. Dexter got the table cleaner position, and he was absolutely livid since he wanted to be line leader. What started off as a screaming fit escalated into him throwing scissors around the class, biting the teacher's hand, shattering a window with his flying scissors, breaking the tank that housed the class gerbils, and just trashing the entire classroom. The rest of the students had to evacuate the class while the teacher and principal attempted to restrain him. Security had to get involved. Never saw him again after that day. Walked out of English class to talk to another kid in the hall. The teacher was real lax, so she didn't care. He walked out to talk to this guy. Fight breaks out in the hall. Teacher runs out. Other teachers come help break up the fight. One teacher asks the kid that walked out class why they were fighting, and he said, "He stole my weed." Kid who left class was selling, and the kid in the hall tried to walk off without paying. Any other BS excuse would have just got him suspended. Middle school. He was really into Assassin's Creed, video game, and main character is an assassin. He also seemed like a slightly depressed, edgy kid. I became friends with him during his last 2 to 3 weeks. He told me he wanted to make a cool stabby blade thing that shoots out of his sleeve, like in the video game. I told him that would be cool, but I was never dumb enough to do it myself. He actually made it and brought it to school. We spent a couple of days of recess and lunch running around, and I watched him terrorize some of the kids, including myself. I never thought he'd harm anyone, though. Someone must have told on him. School supervisor guy came in, asked for him and his backpack, and he never came back. I think I saw him a few years later, and he thought I was the one that told on him. I tried to deny it, but didn't want to risk getting into an argument. Guy grew up doing Muay Thai, boxing, and wrestling. Forgot where he was during a wrestling match and threw a spinning back fist that knocked his opponent clean out. He was completely mortified once he realized what he did. Straight A student, star athlete, and genuinely good guy. The class president even addressed it and organized protests and walkouts until he was reinstated. Even the guy that got knocked out and his parents forgave him and supported us. He did get reinstated, but wasn't allowed to wrestle or box anymore. Not sure what the coaches pulled to allow him to play football. He eventually quit football too, his senior year, and was never really the same.